So I'm very glad to be here today and present this study in this beautiful town, Maastricht. So, as you all know, giving birth to a premature baby can be an upsetting event, and then being asked to let their child participate in a randomized clinical trial can lead to increased stress. And here is a picture of how it looked long time ago, not when I was born, I hope, because I'm not that old, but when I got my premature baby 36 years ago, I was not allowed to stay into the neonatal ward as the parents are now. So there has been an immense development in parents' engagement in neonatal care over the last decades, with increased parental engagement. This might have impact on parents' participation regarding being asked to participate in a clinical trial. So there is at least one piece of puzzle that's missing. I think there are a lot of pieces, but we try to sort out one of them. Therefore, we decided to investigate how parents to extremely preterm-born children perceived information about and experienced participation in a randomized clinical trial. Excuse me. And our material is a randomized clinical trial with intervention, a multi-center study to determine evidence base for choices of fatty acids supplementation to extremely preterm infants. And the name of the study is Mega. And the inclusion criteria for the child is below week 28, so extremely preterm. And we have conducted the study in 3 NICUs in university hospitals in Sweden, in Gothenburg, Stockholm, and Lund. And we have now fulfilled the recruitment. 210 of 210 infants are recruited, and the last patient out is in November now. So it's very exciting. So this is a study population. Out of 210, we have 176 potential participants in the survey. I will tell you more about that. So the methods we used were questionnaires developed and validated, both in paper that we handed out to the parents' bedside and in digital format, so they can just go into their laptops and computer and fill it in. So it was anonymous, and if they wanted, they can fill in their name and the mail address, so we can contact them if we want again. It was up to them. And then we conducted interviews, semi-structured, face-to-face, 45 to 60 minutes per family. And here is an example of the questionnaires at postnatal day 7 regarding information, if the information and randomization was understandable, if they had enough time for consideration, and of course we wanted to have some suggestions for improving the study information. So to the results at postnatal day 7. We have 76% responders, and luckily nearly 90% understood the information, but 6% didn't understood it because they were under emotional stress. And one mother said, "I only had focus on my newborn baby, so for me it was difficult to understand." But the father was not that affected by stress, so he explained. Even if there were so many who understood the information, only it was not more than 1/3 that understood what randomization process meant. And that was not so good. It was good to know, but it was not a good thing. So one father said it was strange not to receive treatment, as it was presented as a winning concept. And another father said it was so obvious that treatment was beneficial, so why didn't we get it? And coming to the time for consideration, most of the parents had, time for consideration. We had up to 3 days before we had to give them the fatty acids. So, and if they were there before at the antenatal, they could have the information before. So, but 26% hadn't enough time because the situation became acute. So what's then the suggestion for improving the study information? All of the parents said that they want the information in a calm environment, and they want it in an easy language, and someone who talks slowly and explain, and give them time for questions, and repeat the information, because they are in a phase that they can't take it in. And then then we had this at 40 weeks postmenstrual age, we give questionnaires to the same parents. So in the beginning of the trial and then at the end of the trial. And then we focused on if they had perceived security during the clinical trial and their common attitude to a randomized clinical trial. And here is some result. We were very happy that most of the parents felt secure, and they are very secure with the health care and the nurses and everything. They really rely on the nurses and the doctors, of course. But 2 families felt insecure, and 1 family had difficulties with the language. Even if we have the patient information in English, Swedish and Arabic language. And their common attitude to participate in a future randomized clinical trial. Only 3% said no, and that might be that 3 of the 4 babies there were severely sick with several morbidities. But we don't know. And to the interviews, I just have 2 examples here. A mother said that regarding time for consideration, that so it would probably have been better to get further information after a week or so, because then you have landed in the situation a little more. And I know we got detailed information, but as I said, you are in a shock phase, so getting information several times have probably been better. And a father to a 23-year boy said that regarding participation in a randomized clinical trial, he said, can you save children in week 23 because you have studied different things before? Then if we can do this, then we can help in the future so children can get better care. It's obvious for us to say yes. And it's very altruistic. Most of the parents think very altruistic. So the take-home message, try to inform before delivery, if possible. And inform both parents in a calm environment and situation. Use a simple language, not an academic language. Explain and repeat several times. And do not influence the parents to participate. Do not present this as a winning concept, because we don't know. And give time for questions. And our homework, we have to do some homework. Develop and provide digital information regarding randomized clinical trials for parents. Prepare information for the study participations in different materials, formats, and languages. Involve parents in the decision-making process and protocol design and interpretation of results. And never forget that the parents are the most important persons in a children's life from the very beginning and to the end, I hope. Okay, thank you.